This movie right here is the definition of a timeless classic. The title song says it all. It's a tale as old as time. About as old as 1991 to be more precise. Guys, my name is Zack. I love discussing all brand new things cinema and entertainment. I really do appreciate you guys clicking on this thumbnail today. I really hope you enjoy your stay, because this time around we're looking at Beauty and the Beast, celebrating the 30th anniversary of this milestone cinematic achievement from Disney Animation Studios. This came out at the height of Disney's renaissance going into the late 90s, and this movie is 30 years old as of today. What the heck happened all this time? But joking aside, guys, I have been waiting ages to dissect this movie with you on my channel today, because upon its release, people fell in love with this movie, myself included. The first time I watched Beauty and the Beast, I adored it, and here I am going on 25, still loving it as much as I do. I honestly firmly believe that this is Disney Animation's best. Without question, it is still the single best fairy tale that Disney has ever put onto the big screen. Why? Because I believe that literally every aspect is done perfectly. The hero, the villain, the romance, the songs by Alan Menken, the animation, my gosh, such beautiful stuff here. Love the character design of the Beast. It's very much werewolf-like. The look of this castle is god tier as well. And just so you're aware, I will be digging deep into spoilers for about the two of you who haven't seen this, just to warn you. But we get our backstory cleverly told through stained glass windows, and we learn that an arrogant young prince and his castle servants fall under the spell of a wicked enchantress who turns him into a hideous beast. That is, until he learns to love and be loved in return. And the enchantress, of course, gifts him a singular rose, and if he can learn to love before the last petal falls on his 21st birthday, the spell will be broken. I mean, it's simple enough, easy enough for the audience to understand the main conflict, because who could ever learn to love a beast and yada yada yada, so on and so forth. But we are then introduced to the free-spirited, headstrong village girl Belle, who just may be one of the most interesting animated characters of all time. She is the talk of the town just because of her looks, especially gaining the attention of egomaniacal hunter Gaston, who I will certainly get to. But Belle does not flaunt her looks at all. She just wants to keep her head down and read her books. She doesn't care what people think about her otherwise. And I think that's fantastic. Her goals and her aspirations are very, very different than any other Disney princess who came before her. Way more complex than Ariel, that's for sure. Belle is longing for something more than herself, above her status. That's incredibly deep for a kid's movie, and it's something you have to respect for what it's worth. But Belle then enters the Beast's castle after he imprisoned her father while he was on his way to the fair to show off one of his new inventions, and Maurice took a wrong turn into the Beast's domain. And with the help of his enchanted servants, including the suave candelabra Lumiere, know-it-all clock Cogsworth, and the matronly Mrs. Potts, Belle begins to draw the cold-hearted Beast out of his isolation. And this, of course, all leads into true love blossoming, action, miracles. You all know how these fairy tales turn out. But unlike most other Disney romances, everything just flows so naturally within this story. I think the movie is very smart to not specifically point out how long Belle is at the castle with the Beast himself. Unlike most other Disney fairy tales, it takes time for these two leads to fall in love. They see each other's flaws, they come to an understanding with one another, and it's not like she meets him and poof, they're a match made in heaven. Thank goodness that is not what this movie is. I mean, just look at this face though. Why would that be love at first sight? But joking aside, I really do love the Beast's design here. Definitely what I would have envisioned the Beast looking like going into it the first time. And you know what the amazing thing is, guys? We get the frustration he's feeling. We get that he's feeling trapped and feeling so alone, because that's his personality. He can't help but be selfish, impatient, the whole 9 yards. But you know what makes us grow to love him is the fact that he's able to overcome these flaws and learn from his mistakes. It's also scenes like the one where he's asking Belle to come down to dinner, or even when he's getting a makeover. It all makes him feel so endearing despite his flaws. I love the Beast as a character. I think he's just so underrated. The only thing I would really nitpick about the Beast, he doesn't get a song of his own. This is something that's remedied in the Broadway version as well as the 2017 remake, both of which were new songs at the time written by Alan Menken. and both of them are tear-jerking. I'm sure most of you cinephiles know about Evermore from the remake, but if you're not familiar with the original Broadway cast's recording of If I Can't Love Her, Terrence Mann's voice in there just sends shivers up and down your spine. It feels so triumphant, but when you hear those lyrics, so tragic. His servants are also fantastic for some laughs. The banter between Lumiere and Cogsworth was always my favorite thing growing up. And let's just say that Cogsworth is the perennial tour guide with dad jokes coming out the wazoo. If it's not broke, don't fix it. I think it might also be because the servants get some of the more memorable songs in this, which, might I add, these songs by Alan Menken, you really don't need me to go into any further detail because it's Alan Menken. That name and catchy are synonymous with each other. It's honestly hard to nail down a favorite tune. Be Our Guest, Something There, the title song. It's all just wonderful, wonderful music. It's one of my favorite scores of all time if I had to pick one. Although I may have a personal bias towards Gaston's material, seeing as how I'm actually learning it because I will be playing Gaston in a staged version of this next summer. God, I can't wait for it. That mob song? Badass. Now I may as well talk about Gaston while I'm at it. This is one of the top 3 Disney villains of all time as far as I see it. Unlike a Maleficent or a Scar, he doesn't start off evil or over the top. Sure, he's outlandish and rude, and he believes all the ridiculous stuff coming out of his mouth. He believes that since Belle is the most beautiful woman in town, and since he's the most beautiful man in town, naturally they should get married. Gotta love that logic, right? But we actually get to see a guy descend from the town hero into a deranged monster, all because he doesn't get his way, and because he can't stand the idea of rejection. Gaston is a guy who does not take no for an answer, which, in today's day and age, horrifying. He's got some diabolical and manipulative tricks up his sleeve, especially when he brings the insane asylum guy into the mix. Monsieur D'Arc is his name, by the way, anybody who's curious. But it is crazy the stuff he does to get his way. Beauty and the Beast hits all the right notes with me, guys. It's fun, it's terrifying, it's dramatic, it's sweet. It's everything I'm looking for in a Disney fairy tale. Now, I know a lot of people have nitpicked the Beast's human design in the past, and for that matter, the design of the servants in human form. Why not? But you know what? This is all very brief, and we don't really fall in love with the human form of these characters. We want them to turn back into human because, you know, we want them to achieve their goals. But I really don't think it's fair to nitpick their design in human form when we barely see them. I don't necessarily think it matters. But clearly, guys, this is no doubt in my mind the best Disney animated film still out there. It was nominated for Best Picture back in 1991. Deservedly so. It was at the time the only animated film to ever be nominated for Best Picture. That was unheard of back then. That really just goes to show you that there is something special about Beauty and the Beast. I could rewatch this film over and over and over again until my dying days. It will never get old, and I would urge you all to watch this film right now if you never have. But let's face it, guys, you probably already have. I'm gonna give Beauty and the Beast its well-deserved A+. Honestly though, think about this. If this was my favorite Disney animated film, and as big of a Disney fan as I am, what other grade was it gonna get? And I am over the moon that I actually get to start rehearsing for the stage version of this very soon. Shout out to my fellow cast and staff members who may be watching this. Cannot wait to get back to it with you guys. And let's go knock their socks off, shall we? But guys, feel free to make as much noise as you want about Beauty and the Beast down in the comments section below. Do you guys love it as much as I do? Who do you guys think is your favorite character? And also, feel free to let me know what your favorite Disney animated film of all time is, because I love discussing all new things cinema and entertainment here on the channel. If these sound like topics that may be appealing to you, then if you're new here, I would recommend hitting that subscribe button down below as hard as you possibly can. This channel is on the road to 1,000 subscribers. I'm hoping to reach that number very soon. So what the heck are you waiting for? Subscribing is definitely free. You guys will also be the first ones to know anytime there's a new upload hitting my channel. And you know what else really helps get this content out there is hitting that thumbs up on your way out. That would be tremendous, guys. And as always, stay tuned for more exciting content hitting this channel very, very soon. I've got reviews coming out for Ghostbusters Afterlife, Tick, Tick, Boom, as well as the newest Disney animated film Encanto hitting theaters the day before Thanksgiving. I mean, Encanto is bound to be good with Lin-Manuel Miranda attached to the music, right? But I can't wait to talk about all these topics with you and much, much more. Y'all are the best. And with all that being said, back talk, commence.